What did I miss?
What did I miss? What did I Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is my friend Amani. She is much more like a sister to me. If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you might have actually seen her in some old Disney vlogs. We had fun there. But today, we are excited to bring to you our top 5 Hamilton songs that we like. So all of you Hamilton fans out there, strap your seatbelts in, because you might find some new favourites.
First of all, how many times have you seen it? I just need to ask that.
Oh yes, that's a true point. I have seen it 3 times.
Oh.
Twice live, and once on Disney Plus. What about you?
9 times.
Wow! 9 times.
All on Disney Plus. I watched it yesterday and then 8 other times.
Is this how you've spent your time now that school's finished?
Yeah.
No more online classes, all I'm going to do is watch Hamilton. I applaud you for that. Like, well done.
And the times that I haven't been watching it, I've been listening to the soundtrack.
Yep, I've definitely listened to the soundtrack more times than I can count. Absolutely love it. So, my number 5 is What Did I Miss? The first song of Act 2. I just think it's such a fun song, and Jefferson comes in with an absolute bang. And it's just a fun song. You can't help but like smile and dance along.
The way he's disgusted by Hamilton is the funniest. Satisfied, probably. I like how it's all like reversed, and it's like telling Angelica's side to the story.
That is a good one, and that actually quite nicely segues into my number 4. I have already pre-told Amani this, but I have been slightly cheeky and I've put 2 songs at number 4, but that is because they're essentially 2 sides of the same coin. My number 4 songs are Satisfied and Helpless. So it's like the same situation, but it's 2 different people's side of the story. I just think they're really good songs and they complement each other really well.
The room where it happens.
Oh,
like how bouncy it is, and you're like, it happens. Yeah.
I went to a dance class, like musical theatre dance class, and they did this song. Such a good song. Can't remember any of the dance moves to it. Oh, you can go first on this one.
Thanks. Wait for it. Incredible song. What?
Tempo?
No, the suspense. 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 Yeah. I like the suspense where it's wait for it.
It's quite uptown. I think it's a very beautiful song. Sad as well, given the circumstances around it. But it's a very beautiful song, and also has that moment of forgiveness in it, or kind of like that step towards forgiveness. I think it's a really, really nice song.
Dear Theodosia just hits different. That's my second. It's just an incredible song.
It's mine too!
It just hits different. It's just incredible.
I like it because it's like it's a father singing for his daughter and then the father singing for his son, all about how they're going to grow up at the start of like this new journey, and they're at the beginning of this new generation while this new society and this new country is rebuilding itself. I'm just like, oh, fathers singing to their children, and it's just so sweet.
I do think it's funny how Burr has nothing better to say than she has her mother's name.
You were named after your mother.
That's it.
Right, do you have any honourable mentions before we get to number 1?
Okay. One last time, can I just say the vocals are incredible. His voice is just everything, and Helpless, because I feel like I can't say Satisfied and not say Helpless because they just go together.
So my honourable mentions, I kind of have 4. Alexander Hamilton, the absolute first one on the track. This is an honourable mention because it just sets everything up so well. It gives a nice overall view of who Hamilton was and where he's come from, and then an overall view of what's going to happen in the show. Aaron Burser and My Shot, they're both honourable mentions because being the next 2 songs on the track, they're really good and they blend into each other so nicely.
Yeah.
Plus, I kind of know almost all the words for those 3 songs. They're my first 3, and the only reason this is an honourable mention is because it's got nothing to do with the song. It's probably not a great song. The context of the song and like the subject matter is not a great subject matter. But two of the cast members, two of the characters, they make that song. The Reynolds pamphlet is an honourable mention because King George and Jefferson just kind of go a little bit crazy, and I love it, and I'm here for it. Jumping around the stage, tossing papers everywhere. I think that song's great. That was almost my number 5, but I was like, I can't put it on my top 5 because I don't like the song because of the song or the words. It's because of those two characters.
Well, I wanted to say no to this as one of the honourable mentions, obviously not because of the themes.
Yeah.
But Jazzy Jones's voice in that is incredible.
She's a very good singer.
Amazing singer.
I tried to sing along to that song and I'm not quite as good at doing those words. I could probably go quite deep, but can't quite get the power behind it. You can sing. Okay, and our number ones?
Do you want to do first?
Mine first. So my number 1, the whole story behind this, is the final song. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story. And it's because of all the meaning behind it. So you've got, first of all, it's the title itself, Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story. It's all about legacy. And then you've got Eliza saying, I wrote myself back into the narrative and I'm telling the story of Washington and Alexander and the soldiers. So it's like they died, but she lived another 50 years and then went on to tell their stories and then continue on to do good work. And then there's this moment, and it totally depends on how you read it. So I'm not saying this is the correct interpretation, but I'm here for this interpretation. Someone pointed out that in this song there's a moment where Lin-Manuel Miranda, as Alexander Hamilton, crosses from one side of the stage to the other, and apparently that's meant to be the transition from him changing from Alexander Hamilton to Lin-Manuel Miranda. So when Eliza gasps at the end, it's not because she's died and seeing Hamilton, it's because Lin-Manuel Miranda has shown her that he has told her story, and look at all the people in the audience who are now seeing your story. I'm like, oh my goodness, absolutely beautiful. So that song is my absolute favourite because it's a powerful song, like just to listen to in terms of your own life, what legacy are you going to leave and stuff. But then when you kind of think of it like that, in terms of all the things that Eliza Hamilton went on to do, is incredible. Like she went on to set up that orphanage, and just the fact that her story is now being told, it's such a powerful song. And side note, Matthew did point out that the show's not called Alexander Hamilton, it's called Hamilton.
Yes.
So the second half is entirely about Eliza, and I'm here for that.
The whole thing is about Eliza, not entirely for the start, but she's in it the whole way through, and Hamilton isn't.
Other than the fact that Hamilton's a really catchy title compared to a full title like Alexander Hamilton, it's not just about Alexander, it is purely about Eliza. And I love it. Right, your number 1.
My number 1 is literally, it's just because I know all the words and I listen to it all the time, but Skylar Sisters. Just girl power. It's just incredible.
I need to learn that little dance, where they do the dance and they do the equal sign. And
I know the rap song part, I don't know the dance, I know it's like that though.
Because I've been reading Common Sense by Thomas Paine.
Some men say that I'm intense or I'm insane.
You want a revolution, I want a revelation. So listen to my declaration.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that I'm not created equal, and when I become a Jefferson, that's all I know.
I'm going to compel him. I'm going to compel him to include women in the sequel. Well, that's really difficult to say. And applaud for all the actresses who play Angelica for being able to say those words that fast, because it is a tongue twister.
I have something to say as well about Eliza. So I was, obviously all my feed is Hamilton. And I saw a post saying Eliza doesn't do a single rap, and it's because she outlives everyone and she doesn't have to rush to tell her story.
Oh, I like that. See, this is one of the things I love about like theatre and films and stuff, is there's so many different interpretations on where you can read things. The writer will write it one way, but a director can take it in a totally different direction, and even the audience itself can read it in different ways, and so everyone gets like something different or something new out of it. So it's like when you rewatch it, you suddenly realise all these different things or these new things that you never noticed before, and you're like, oh, that's new. That's interesting. I like that.
Because there's so many like theories and like little hidden bits.
I need to go watch it again now.
Same.
You've watched it 9 times. I've got some catching up to do. 9 times.
First time I watched it was when it came out on Disney Plus. So in that short period of time, 9 times.
How many weeks has that been? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Came out the 3rd. Friday the 3rd. And today is the 25th.
July. It was June that it came out. It's now July, so it's been out for over a month.
Right, I thought it came out in July.
No, July, yeah.
Came out in July.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks.
So I've watched
Yeah.
it more than a couple of times every week. Whoops.
I mean, you should know it all off by heart now. Do you know the entire script off by heart now?
No, I know.
You should do. The entire album is the entire script.
Yeah.
Apart from like 2 scenes. And then I think there's one other little bit that's not on the album.
Well, I know most of King George's lines and all of the Scarlet Sisters, more or less.
Did you listen to the album before you saw it?
No, I saw it first.
So I did. I listened to the album before I saw it, and I didn't think it did.
Really?
Mm-mm. I didn't like any of King George's songs until I saw it on the stage.
Okay.
And then I was like, I like it. So it's
not
interesting
funny
how
until it's on stage.
yeah, it's interesting how like it can sometimes be the cast and the characters that actually make the song more than like the lyrics and the music.
And Jonathan Groff's spit.
Oh man, you don't get that when you're in the actual theatre, in the gallery. You don't get that intimate detail of someone singing a word and spitting it. So I watched that scene on Disney Plus, and I was like, oh, okay.
Did you know that they spent 3 days filming it, and while they were filming it, there was no audience. It was all just cameras. And then they...
I was sure I saw audience number at some point when they did a backwards camera.
No, there was, they spent 3 days, they performed the entire thing twice and spent 3 days on it, and I think that it said that the audience was made up of cameras, so there might have been people still there but just filming it.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what your top 5 Hamilton songs are, because I want to know if there's any that we missed out that we need to add to our top 5 and rejig around. Maybe you need to jig yours around now that you've listened to the reasons that we like the songs that we like. Who knows? So make sure you give it a thumbs up and comment down below your top 5 favourite songs. If you have arrived at this channel and you're not subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? Click that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And if you are already subscribed and you haven't clicked that bell, and I'm not sure why you wouldn't click that little notification bell, click it so you know exactly when my videos come out, because sometimes you never know when they're going to come out and you want to be notified. And while you're at it, somewhere on this screen there'll be a link to another video on my channel that you can watch, or just head straight to my channel and check out all the other videos that are on there. If you like Disney, there are lots of Disney vlogs on there. If you like random things, there's random things on there.
I like random things.
If you like gardening, there's gardening things on there. I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. But if you want to check out some random family friendly stuff, then head straight to my channel. You can check them all out there. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. Bye. Big ending. Nope.
I don't like flies.
Because you don't want to look them up while you're driving. That's dangerous.
Don't text and drive.
No.
Anything you want to add?
An outro.